Hello, everybody. This is Steve Poulter with Ghost Trades. It is Sunday, August 13th. Take a look at what happened last week and what we think might happen this week. We are definitely not in a raging bull market like we were in June or July. Absolutely not. In fact, the Dow Jones was flat. The S&P lost about 35 points last week, but the NASDAQ really got hit, lost about 250 points last week. That's pretty healthy. In addition to that, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Meta are all well off their all-time highs. In fact, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, Meta, and many others have literally done a correction, which means down 10% or more off their recent highs. So where we go from here, I'm not exactly sure. As I've mentioned many times, we are in the amen corner, meaning the next 3 months, August, September, October, as a group are the worst 3 months of the year. So I would not expect to set any records during the next 2.5 months now. But maybe I just jinxed it and we'll go up. Okay, this coming week, though, very little news except for two big things. One is the retail sales, and that tells us where our money's going. If we're able, tells us if we're comfortable selling, or I'm sorry, buying things in the stores. Now we have back to school stuff going on, so we have some forced buying, whether we're comfortable or not, whether we want to or not, unless we want to send our kids to school in last year's clothes, people are going to be spending money. So, but the retail sale numbers that come out on Tuesday are obviously from last month. So this month won't be until next month. But the big one on Wednesday, we have the Fed notes, meaning the notes from their meeting last month. They have the announcement on whether interest rates are going to go up. And then 2 weeks later, they release the notes of basically them arguing with each other or getting along with each other or coming up with ideas. What most people expect these notes to say are, we are not done. And we will not be done until we feel that we have inflation under control. Now, depending on who you ask, inflation is under control, unless you happen to be a real American with real problems and real wallets and real dollars. Inflation is still, in my opinion, wickedly out of control. I don't think they have a handle on it at all. So I am not looking for any stoppage or any verbiage on Wednesday that says we will not be raising interest rates again. We're just not there yet, guys. I wish we were. Now, what's interesting, though, hand in hand with the retail numbers that come out this week, most of the earnings that come out this week are retail earnings. So we're starting to get on that downward slope of earnings, but we've got Target announcing, we have Home Depot, we have Walmart, we have TJ Maxx, we have Ross Dress for Less, we have John Deere Tractor. So where people spend money, and we do have always a little tech, Applied Materials announces this week, but we're going to get a good picture of how the retail stores are doing. And what's interesting, these stores can, or I'm sorry, these earnings announcements can really move these stocks, especially Deere, Ross, Target. We saw Target drop, I think, 25% one quarter. Home Depot. Walmart doesn't usually move tons, but it definitely gives us a picture as to where our money is going. What do I think is going to happen? Well, I don't think we're going to be as bad as this past week. Our market sentiment has really come down. We're pretty much smack in the middle. We're a little bit towards greed, which we usually should be. So what do I think is going to happen as we announce earnings and as we have the retail numbers? Depending on the retail numbers, depending upon the notes, I feel we're not going to crash. I don't feel we're setting any records, It would not surprise me to see the market kind of go up, whether we've done our corrections and we go up from here for the rest of the year. I don't feel comfortable saying that. However, I did see Jeremy Siegel from Harvard, very well respected. He feels that we are going to go higher for the rest of the year. He might be in the minority. I think we have already gone up for the year what most people thought we were going to, most economists. Therefore, I think it is going to be very difficult to continue our projectile. Well, we certainly aren't in August. August has been very ugly. It is just that, just ugly. However, we went from being overbought to maybe being oversold. Certainly there's an argument on some of these big tech companies that were oversold. However, as I've mentioned many times, because a company has been oversold does not mean it can't be more oversold. So I am looking for, knock on wood, a mildly, and I repeat, mildly bullish week. If we get some economic news on our retail sales that are somewhat positive, and on Wednesday, if the Fed notes are not harsh, if they say, well, we hope we're towards the end, we hope that we don't have to raise interest rates 5 more times, we hope that we're seeing inflation tapering, then I think we'll be okay. If we don't get that, I think we'll continue to slide, but I'm very, very cautiously optimistic that we have a very small up week. So we'll see if I'm right. We'll see you on Thursday for our shadow trades, as well as a couple other opportunities to hopefully be more involved in what's going on in the markets that we are working on as a company. So have a great evening. Be very careful. Sometimes the best trade you make is no trade. So if we're not seeing that bullish move, do not force a trade this week. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.